Okay, that's cool. Okay, so let me share the screen. Yeah, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Today topic we're going to cover occupational safety and health and safety 45,000. Okay. Before go on this, I want to some of the concept, or maybe we see some video, so then we can go through better. Okay. So this system, yeah, small we cover from leadership and others are policy, those things. Okay, before I go through, I think it's all the classes more or less same, but some differentiate only, right? So let me, because some, okay, anybody study any safety courses?
Yes.
What courses are you studying?
Safety supervisor.
Oh, good. When you finish?
3 years back.
3 years back.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? Ken and Muslim? No, right? I think you might with me. Okay.
I have.
No.
Let
Yeah.
me see. My
Yeah.
video always got problem.
Oh,
I have to
Okay.
restart.
okay.
Oh, okay, come back.
Okay, okay.
Okay. I have a few courses. Confined space, SSR,
Okay.
working on high for supervisor.
Oh,
And,
your assets also have. Okay, that's good.
yeah, quite many, but quite some time back.
Oh, okay.
Quite long ago, within the 10 years time.
Okay.
Working on high for the supervisor and then safety supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So that mean
quite few.
3 years back. Okay, that's good. So that mean you all know lah. I mean, okay. So Miss Ken, how about you, Mr. Ken?
For me, wise, I attend before work at height supervising.
Supervisor lah. Which training center?
Yes.
Which training?
That one is Avanta, I think.
Avanta Global. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So work at height. So that mean they teach you the regulation. Yeah, work at height. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we see some video, the concept of how we're going to be, I mean, what is a hazard and how we're going to prevent accident. So that's the main purpose of this 48,000, especially occupational safety and health. So if rather than I go through that, I think we see video, so the more pictures and video tell 1,000 words rather than read through the words. Okay, I can share some of the video. Okay.
Hello and welcome. My name is Azman Agrawal.
Can you able to hear the sound of the video?
Very soft.
Very soft. Okay, wait. I think there was sound.
In this presentation, we look at some of the theories
Now?
No, okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
and models that were developed by safety experts to help better understanding on how accidents happen. These theories provided the foundation for accident prevention program aimed at preventing accident by preventing unsafe acts and unsafe conditions. By the end of this presentation, you should be able to understand how accident and incident are classified. What are the accident triangle, ratio of different types of accident? What are the costs involved in accident? The theory of accident causation, a theory that explains how accident happens. And the last one is root cause analysis. It helps to understand difference between root cause and basic cause of an accident. All of these theories are very useful when conducting accident investigation. You can also apply these theories to your workplace accident prevention program. A combination of theories and model may be the better approach towards problem solution. Accident and incident are the two words that are easy to confuse, but they are not exactly the same. Let's begin by defining exactly what accident and incident is. Accident can be defined as an unplanned and unexpected event that causes loss of life, injury, property damage, interruption of normal activities, or damage to environment. Incident is unplanned and unexpected event that has potential to cause injury, illness, or property damage. Sometimes they are called near miss. So both events are unplanned. Both can present injury or damage. The difference is in accident, the event results in injury. However, in incident, the event does not, but it has potential to cause injury. Basically, by definition, all accidents begin with an incident, but not all incidents result in an accident. In this example, you will see the relationship between incident and accident. Bricks and a hole in a walkway are hazard. Riding a bicycle just beside the brick is an incident. Riding a bicycle in the hole will cause an accident. Both are events already happen. One has no result and the other cause an accident. There are several ways to classify an accident. This includes classification by the extent of injury caused or by the level or cost of the damage to property. Unsafe acts are things that people do that are obviously just not safe. Some examples are horseplay, not using PPE, using damaged tools, violating safety rules. Unsafe conditions are a condition in the workplace that is likely to cause injury or property damage, such as missing machine guards, damaged equipment, slippery floor, and improper storage of material. A near miss is any form of incident that has the potential to cause but does not actually result in injury or property damage or an interruption to normal operation. Near misses also may be referred to as close call or near accident. Property damage is damage or destruction of real or personal property caused by negligence, willful destruction, or act of nature. Accident is any unplanned or unexpected event which causes injury or property damage. Accident may involve lost time injury or LTI. Simply means that number of days the workers cannot work due to the injury. LTI also includes number of days the workers unable to perform his or normal duties after return to work. Accident triangle shows a relationship between the number of accidents resulting in serious injury, minor injuries, or no injuries. The relationship was first introduced in 1931 by Herbert William Heinrich. Heinrich was a pioneer in the field of workplace safety and health. From the study of 75,000 accident reports data, he suggests that for every 300 near misses, there will be 29 minor injuries and 1 major injury. He concluded that by reducing the number of minor accidents, companies will see a fall in the number of major accidents. The triangle was widely used in the industrial safety and health program and was described as a foundation of safety and health philosophy. The theory was developed further by Frank Ebert in 1966 based on the analysis of 1.7 million accident reports. He produced an amended triangle that showed a relationship of 1 serious injury accident to 10 minor injury accident to 30 property damage caused by accident to 600 incident or near misses without injury. Bert showed a relationship between the number of reported incidents and the number of major accidents and claimed that the majority of accidents could be prevented by taking proper control. Whenever an accident occurs, someone always asks, how did it happen? Accidents do not just happen, they are caused. Causes of accident can be unsafe act, unsafe condition, or a combination of both. If we are going to prevent accident, we must know what causes the unsafe act and unsafe condition. Studies by Heinrich shows that 88% of all accidents are caused by unsafe action or unsafe practices such as reaching into a running machine, operating a machine without guards, using defective tools or equipments, or horseplay during work. 10% are caused by unsafe conditions such as poor housekeeping, improper storage, defective or broken equipment, machine with no guards, and so on. However, unsafe conditions exist as a result of personal action of a person, and only 2% are caused by uncontrolled factors or act of nature. Over the period of time, safety management approach has shifted from engineering to managing human to prevent human error. Recently, a lot of study has been conducted about role of human error in accident causation. Study of human behavior has become important aspect in managing safety at workplace. One of the good model for understanding what motivates human is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow first introduced this concept in 1943. This theory explained that people are motivated by 5 basic categories of needs. They are physiological, security, belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. Needs lower down in the hierarchy must be satisfied before individual can attain to the higher needs. Accidents do not just happen, they are caused. Accidents do not have single cause. The accidents are usually the result of a combination of factors which may vary from situation to situation. There is a lot of possibilities for what can contribute or cause a workplace injury. They can be grouped into 4, that is, environment, equipments and materials, system and procedure, or error of worker. Employers should be aware of these contributing factors that may exist in their workplace. Equipment. Are equipment and tools suitable for the task? Are substances used in the workplace being handled, stored, and disposed of properly? System and procedure. Are there safe operating procedure? Are there any rules enforced? Are instruction and training provided for each workers? Environment. Does the work environment such as facility layout, working surfaces, ventilation, lighting create any hazard? Are they comply with local environmental law? Worker, are they trained and skilled in performing the work? What are the workers' attitudes towards their work? Are they focused when doing their work? Are they overtired? Any accident at work result in both direct and indirect costs, which are represented by the iceberg model. Direct costs tend to be the one that we think of first. They include medical costs and wage replacement. Indirect costs are hidden costs. They account for more of the overall cost of an accident. They can be 8 to 36 times higher than direct costs, depending on various factors following the accident. Indirect injury costs include, but are not limited to, legal costs, repair or replacement of damaged materials or equipment, product delay, loss of future business, and so on. All these costs can have an impact on company business. By avoiding accident, company can save money and time. You can estimate the magnitude of the accident by comparing the number of accidents with the lost work days. You should also include in your report any costs incurred during the accident. For decades, people have been asking this question: why do accidents happen? Over the years, several theories of accident causation were introduced that try to explain why accidents occur. Single factor theory assumes that an accident is the result of single cause. Further, if that single cause can be identified and eliminated, the accident will not be repeated. The reality is that accidents always have more than one contributing factors. The multiple factor theory says that an accident occurs when a number of factors act together to cause an accident. Determining the cause leading to an accident can be quite difficult as there are so many factors to consider. An accident causation model is a systematic method of finding what type of failure or error cause accident, and so action can be taken to address this failure before they have the chance to occur. This example shows a comparison between single and multiple model of accident causation. In this scenario, a forklift accidentally hit a worker while working at a warehouse. According to the single model, the only cause is forklift operator fault for not being careful. The solution is to take a disciplinary action. When using the multiple model, several causes of accident can be identified. Among them are: does the forklift operator properly train on operating the forklift? Does the operator authorize to operate the forklift? Is there any safe operating procedure for operating a forklift? Does the forklift is in good condition and safe to drive? Does the environmental condition such as lighting or ventilation at the warehouse create hazard? And so on. In 1931, Herbert W. Heinrich presented a model known as the domino theory. This theory states that the accident results from a chain of sequential events, just like a line of dominoes falling over. When one of the dominoes falls, it triggers the next one, and the next one, and so on. The sequence is injury, such as cut, fracture. Injury is caused by accident, the event that results in injury, due to the unsafe acts or unsafe condition, due to the fault of the person, that is negative traits that lead to unsafe acts, caused by their negative traits that inherited from social environment. According to Heinrich, the accident is avoided by removing one of the dominoes, normally the middle one or unsafe act. This theory provided the foundation for accident prevention measure aimed at preventing unsafe acts and unsafe condition. The first update of the domino theory was presented by Bird and Loftus in 1976. Using the same number of domino, the elements are lack of control, refers to inadequate system, standard and compliance by the management. This lead to the basic causes that includes human factor such as incompetent and also job factor such as inadequate work standard. Immediate causes are unsafe acts and unsafe condition. They are symptoms of incident. Accident is undesired events such as contact with hazardous substances, contact with hot object, and loss is the result of accident. It can be lost to human, property, and environment. Bird stated that management failure is another leading cause of accident at work. Management should implement an effective safety and health program that able to prevent accident and avoid injury. This example applies the Bird domino model. In this scenario, a worker had an accident while operating a stamping machine. Let's analyze each sequence of events. Worker hand caught between moving object while trying to reach something in the machine. As a result, the worker's hand crushed and suffers from major injury. Why the worker's hand crushed? Because the worker put his hand inside the machine while it is in motion. How can the worker's hand enter dangerous part of the machine? Because the safety sensors that's supposed to protect the workers is not functioning. Why the sensor is not functioning? Because there is no one assigned to repair the machine's safety sensor and the management did not perform routine check of the machine safety. For the control measures, the management can control at the immediate causes. That is, remind the worker not to put his hand into the machine and at the same time put a warning sign. However, this is not an effective control. Worker may forget and repeating do the unsafe act. The best way is at the first domino, that is repair or replace the sensor and make sure it is functioning and tested daily before letting the worker operate the machine. From here, we can conclude that if the safety sensor is repaired at the early stage, that is controlled from the management, accident will not happen and injury can be avoided. Causes of accident can be classified into three. The basic or root cause is the most fundamental cause that can be corrected to prevent recurrence of the error, such as poor safety management, rules not enforced, lack of training, and so on. They are underlying causes. Contributing causes are events or conditions that increase probability or severity of the accident, such as equipment failure, missing guard, and so on. Direct causes is immediate event, usually the result of one or more unsafe act or unsafe condition, such as ignoring safety rules, horseplay, and so on. They are the symptoms showing sign of poor safety management system. Corrective action that focusing only on contributing and direct causes of an accident may eliminate the symptom of a problem, but not the actual underlying problem itself. This may lead to recurrence of similar issue or problem in the future. Root cause analysis is defined as a systematic process for identifying the root causes of problem or event and an action plan for responding to them. A root cause analysis answers this question: what happened? How did it happen? Why it happened? And what need to be corrected? By conducting a root cause analysis, employer may be able to completely prevent the same incident from recurring. Following are the tools necessary to conduct a root cause analysis. Employers should use a combination of the tools to get an optimum result. This concludes my today's presentation.
Okay, so I hope is how the accident happened. I think this was system behind is happening lah. Right, full useful for this.
I hope this will be useful in developing your workplace accident prevention program.
Yeah.
Thank you and see you again.
Yeah. Okay. So this is for how the accident happened. Okay, then okay, what is a hazard and what is a risk? Anyone can tell me what is a hazard, what is a risk? How can define?
Hazard is more to life concern.
Okay.
Risk is any kind of risk. It could be capital, property loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, something. Okay. Let's look up.
For more resources and help, come visit us at safety.co.uk. Thanks for watching. In this video, we will help explain the terms hazard and risk. These two terms can be used to complement one another, but they're often misused or poorly applied when it comes to health and safety. By understanding the simple relationship between hazard and risk, we can use them effectively in health and safety management. First off, let's look at the term hazard. What is a hazard? Simply, it is something with the potential to cause harm. A hazard can take many forms. It could be an object, a substance, an energy source, or even an existing work practice or process. Examples of hazards could be such things as substances, such as harmful chemicals, energy sources, such as machinery with moving parts, work practices, such as working at height from a ladder, or lifting and moving materials with a forklift. Okay then, so if a hazard has the potential to cause harm, what is risk? Risk is the chance of that harm actually being caused. In other words, the probability or chance that someone may suffer injury or illness due to an existing hazard. It is important to know that when we perform a risk assessment, we need to consider two aspects to risk: the likelihood of the harm occurring and the severity or degree of harm that may be caused. This allows us to put in place proportionate risk control measures. Let us look at a simple example. Our water cooler on the floor has a leak. This has created a puddle on the floor which is now a slip hazard. If we do not remove or control this hazard, there is a significant risk that someone may slip and injure themselves. On the other hand, if we had identified the potential for harm and put suitable, simple control measures in place, such as barriers, the chance of someone slipping in the puddle would now be very low. So, although the hazard itself still exists, the actual level of risk to employees would be greatly reduced.
Okay, so this what is a hazard and differentiate. Okay, now, so what is our risk management in Singapore regulation?
What is risk management and why is it important? Risk management is an important tool to identify hazards, assess risk, and implement measures to control or minimize risk. Why do we need risk management? Every worker has a right to go home safe and healthy every day. We can prevent all injuries and ill health at work. Companies with proper risk management practices also enjoy higher productivity, improved staff morale, and better corporate image. To help companies better assess risk and hazards at workplace, the Ministry of Manpower and the Workplace Safety and Health Council have revised and launched the Code of Practice on Risk Management in February 2015. Risk management should be pragmatic, focus on reducing risk at source, and holistic. A pragmatic approach to risk management involves identifying all hazards that may arise from work, evaluating the risk, and adopting the right control measures which are suitable and compatible to the work processes or environment. All workers need to understand the hazards they face in their work activities. Therefore, it is important to communicate all information on the identified hazards and their corresponding risk controls to employees. Employers should regularly review the risk assessment with employees' input during committee meetings and ensure that control measures are implemented on ground. Risk management is also about reducing risk at source. What does that mean? It means finding the appropriate risk control method to reduce risk in the work you do. In the hierarchy of controls, the control methods include elimination, substitution, engineering controls, administrative controls, and personal protective equipment, or PPE. Always try to first eliminate the risk. If you can't, look at what you can substitute the hazard with. Some examples of eliminating risk at source. Use paint rollers with extendable handles instead of A-frame ladders when painting low walls and ceilings to eliminate risk from working at heights. Use electric stackers instead of lifting loads manually to eliminate ergonomics risk. If elimination is not possible, the second most effective measure is substitution. This involves replacing equipment or hazardous materials used with substitutes that present lower risk. Some examples of substitution. Substitute solvent-based chemicals which are highly flammable with water-based ones to eliminate the risk of fire and reduce storage of flammable material in the workplace. Replace scaffold use when working at height with a boom lift. If both of the first two approaches are not feasible, use engineering controls or administrative measures. Engineering controls entail structural changes to machine, process, or surroundings to reduce the risk. For example, carry out spray painting in a spray booth to reduce chemical exposure. Use acoustic enclosure for machines to reduce noise exposure to surrounding workers. Administrative controls includes measures such as safe work procedures and design of job tasks, training of workers, and constant hazard communication to reduce risk. Provide workers with sufficient breaks between work tasks or job rotation to reduce exposure to risk at work. After considering elimination, substitution, engineering controls, and administrative controls, determine the appropriate PPE to address residue risks. Use of personal protective equipment is the last line of defense against hazards. Finally, we should take a holistic approach to risk management. This means considering individual, job, and organizational factors that can compromise the worker's ability to work safely. Individual factors look at a worker's health conditions, which are important to assess if he is suitable for the job. Job factors address conditions of the workplace, equipment, and design. Organizational factors focus on the work culture, workload, and training of workers. Taking a holistic approach in risk management also means looking at not just safety hazards, but health hazards resulting from exposure to noise, chemicals, and ergonomics risk factors. This is especially important for individuals who have pre-existing health conditions. Together, we can prevent all injuries and ill health at work. For more information, visit the Workplace Safety and Health Council website.
Yeah, I think hope this is the few videos tells you the overall what is our system. So how to prevent the accident and how to, what is a hazard, what is a risk, and what is a risk management system. So I think hopefully this one is useful. Okay, so let's look at our management system. Okay, so 45,000. So the history began because previously it was WASAS 18,000. So now they are changed to ISO 45,000, right? So because they want to meet the similar basic, I mean, all the common skeleton of the system. So that's why they are aligned with this. Okay, so the leadership and worker participation. So compared to other standards, there was no worker participation, even your QMS and even in the EMS, right? But here, because most is dealing with the workplace safety and health, is involved with the workers. Okay, so here, so there's a top management cell demonstrate the leadership, respect of our workers management system by taking overall responsibility and accountability, ensuring the policy and related to OHS objectives are established and compatible, ensuring the integration of the OHS management system recommends into the organization business process, right? Ensuring the resources needed to establish, implement, maintain the improve OHS system are available. So this is the main vital of the business because, of course, your safety is not producing direct income, but this part of it, if let's say is not in place, is causing you will to affect the business, right? So that means this is a vital to maintain. Okay, leadership and commitment, developing and leading and promoting your culture in the organization. You need to protecting the workers from reprisals and when the reporting incidents, hazards, risks, and opportunities. Ensuring the organization establish implement process for consultation and participation of the workers. We are supporting the establishment functioning of the health and safety committees. So here the changes is last time even was asked, there was no a process for consultation and participation of the workers, right? So this is new recommender. So that means if every even your risk assessment, risk management team, even you have any committee meeting also they need to involve. That means leader of the safety for the workers representative. So that's one of the recommend as well. Okay, policy. So the same, establish, implement, maintain the OHS policy, includes a commitment to provide safe and healthy working conditions and appropriate the purpose and size and context of the organization to specific nature of the OHS risks and OHS opportunities. Provides a framework for setting up OHS objectives and includes a commitment fulfill the legal requirements and other requirements as well, right? It will includes commitment to eliminate hazards and reduce the OHS risk. Okay, so this one of the policy to be included. Then includes your commitment, continual improvement of OHS management systems. So includes a commitment of the consultation, participation, workers where they exist workers representatives. OHS policies are available and documented information. That means this one can communicate to the safety induction or display in the workplaces, those things. So the others also same. You're, I think, similar to all the standards. Your organizational roles and responsibility and authorities. Your top management should ensure the responsibility and authorities of relevant roles within the OHS management system are assigned, communicated to all levels within the organization, maintain as a documented information. Yeah, so this one of the 5.4 is consultation participation of the workers. The active participation of the workers is now record along with the identification, removal of obstacles or barriers to consultation. Then they can suggested possible obstacles or barriers such as failure to respond to the worker input or suggestions, a language, a literacy barriers, reprisals, threats of reprisals, policies, practices that discourage or penalize the worker participation consider to be considered non-managerial worker participation. So these one of the things to recommend. Okay, so the consultation and participation of the workers, they can give additional emphasis to determine mechanism of participation or consultation. Even they can participate in hazard identification, assessment of risk, action to control hazard and risk, and identification needs competency, training, evaluation of the training as well. So the information, what and how to communicate that, and investigating incidents or non-conformities involved in the corrective action. So these are the things they can involve also, because previously they should never ask the workers, because some of the concern they know better because they are dealing with the works machineries. We need to get the concern from them. So that's the one other thing they included in these standards. So needs and expectation of the interested parties. So who will be the interested parties? Can be a, yeah, so in organization, employees, even suppliers, publics, authorities. So there are those are these interested parties. Then you're establishing a policy, assigning your organizational roles and responsibility, accountabilities, and authorities. So this also can be when do a consultation can do so. Okay, so planning. So action to address the risk and opportunities. So when they go the risk and opportunity to the OHS management system, is intended outcomes that need to be addressed. So the organizations are taken into account. They have to check for the hazards, and they will check for the risks and other risks. Then they have to check for the opportunities and other opportunities, or the legal recommends and other recommends. So this one other thing need to go. So in the safety wise, because when you are tendering any project, so you have to minimum the legal recommends is be safe level 3. Even you go for registration with BCA, so also they recover minimum they be safe level 3. Let's say go for your tendering limit to increase, let's say L1 to L2, L3, B1, A1. So you need to have a management system to be in place. So that means 9,000, 14, and 48,000. So this are one of the opportunity. That means if you have because when you go to tendering, there was a limit. So that means these are the capability or track record. Then only they can tender for the big projects. So one of the thing is there's opportunities. If you maintain the safety standards, opportunity will be there. Then there was in general planning shall be determined, assess the risk opportunity are relevant to intended outcomes of the OHS management system. It's a process or management system. Before plan changes and permanent or temporary. So organization shall maintain and documented information. So hazard identification. So this I think we see. So this also must establish, implement. So there's a process to be taken into this how is work organized, social factors, leadership, culture in the organization. Then they need to study all the routine and non-routine activities, including the hazards is from hazards arising from infrastructure, equipment. As I mentioned before, is your man, machine, material, methods. Then your physical condition, your products and services, development, all those things. So even you need to consider for the human factors, how the work is performed. So you need to identify each and every activities carried out in the organization. Then they have to check for the, when you identify the hazard identification, you have to check for the past relevant incident or internal, external emergencies and other cases. They go to check for potential emergency situation, because some of the process, the nature is different. Let's say you do a piping job, let's say welding, cutting, those things, because some they do a welding test. That means is it correctly welded. So there's a procedures. Then they have to do a radiation, the radiographic scanning. So that is involved other high risk hazards. So that means radiation hazard. So you need to take note of these as well. So how are you going to mitigate and how are you going to control all those things? So then need to check it out also. Then those people, including consideration of workplaces and their activities, including workers, contractors, visitors, and other persons, right? So similarly, because some of the process you carry out in the, let's say, industrial area. So in the industrial area, normally there's no publics involved. But if let's say your the construction building in HDB area, so that means HDB plant sites, so that means there's a lot of publics will be involved, right? So that way you have to be more cautious and take a more control measures compared to industrial those things, right? So this also need to be taken into account. Your workplace who can be affected by activities of the organization. The workers at the location not under the direct control of the organization. So this also need to take note. Other issues, the design of the work areas, processes, installation, machinery, equipment, operating procedures, and work organizations. The situation occurring in the vicinity of workplaces caused by work-related activities under control of the organization. The situation not controlled by the organization and occurring in the vicinity of the workplace that can cause injury and ill health present of the workplace. So what does it mean? Because it's not controlled by the organization. If let's say working near the roadside, all those things, it's not within your site, within your organization. This one by causing by others. So that's also need to take consideration to check on that. Actual and proposed changes in the organization, operation, process, activities, and OHS management system. I would changes in knowledge of information about the hazards. So these also need to be considered. And how are you going to assessment of OHS risk and other risks to the management system? So the organization shall establish, implement, maintain, assess the OHS risks, identify the hazards while taking into account effectiveness of the existing controls. To determine and assess other risks related to the establishment, implementation, operation, maintenance of the OHS management system. So this all must be maintained the documented information and methodology create those things. So this similar, so they have to check for the opportunities to enhance the performance, take into account plan changes for policies, process, and activities, opportunity to adapt work and work organization and work environment to the workers. The opportunity to eliminate the hazards and reduce the workers' risk. So that means, yeah, we can eliminate the hazards, but we can reduce the risk. But we cannot remove the risk still be exist. We cannot totally remove the risk. You have whatever you do, the risk, residual risk will be there. Your opportunities for improving our systems, they need to determine the legal recommend, another recommend, right? Establish, implement, maintain, have the access up to date legal recommends, and other recommends that are applicable to hazards, voucher risk, and management system. Determine how these legal recommends and other recommends apply to the organization and what need to be communicated. So now a COVID, so there's a new regulation to comply. So these are things need to follow. Okay, determination of the legal recommend and other recommends. Take the legal recommends and other recommends into account when establishing and implementing, maintaining the continually improving the OHS system. The organization shall maintain, retain, document information of its legal recommends and other recommends. Shall ensure that is updated to reflect any changes. So that means the company must have a legal register, right? Applicable to the activities, what the process they carry out. Because if let's say working in construction, so related to this, let's say working in a process plan, they will be different because some may not applicable in construction, maybe they are applicable. Then let's say working in the manufacturing industry, your recommend is different. Let's say working in the cleaning industry, you are most dealing with the chemicals. So you need to check all the liquor. So let's say hazardous chemicals, you bring an acid, right? So there's a certain of hazard is controlled. Not everyone can buy easily, because in order to buy the chemicals, you must get a license from NEA for hazardous substance. Right? There's a list of category they put up also. So some we have get a license from police. Let's say explosive material, those things. Then they need to get police permissions, all those things. Even like your cigarette, alcohol, those things, they need to get a police permission. So there's a setup. Okay, so organizations shall plan action to address these risks and opportunities, address legal requirements and other requirements, and prepare for the response to emergency situations. And how to implement the action into the OHS management system and processes other business process, and evaluate the effectiveness of these actions. Okay, so objectives, this one straightforward. So you need to make objectives, must be considered with the policy, must be measurable. Normally objective they say is SMART, right? SMART objectives are. So what is SMART? So your objective must be specific, must be measurable, must be achievable, must be really realistic and timely manner, right? So you must be whatever set your objectives must be SMART objectives, right? Applicable to recommends and result of the assessment and risk opportunities of a consultation with the workers be monitor, communicated, updated as appropriate. So with the planning how to achieve objectives, so this organizations will determine what will be done, what resources will be required, and who will be responsible, and when it will be completed, and how the results will be evaluated, including indicators for the monitoring, and how the action to achieve objectives will be integrated into the organization business and process. So the organizations will maintain and return the documented informations. Okay, so the next thing is support. Support for, yeah, the support, all the classes, I mean, all the systems need resources, competency, communication, all. So determine what are the resources needed. So basically to maintain your system is, we can say is a safe condition, for safe workplaces, and a safe behaviors for trainings, right? If I think you go, you look up the fire method, right? So you man, so the man must be trained, must be knowledgeable, must be behaviorable, all those things. So your machine, the machine all must be same manner. Then your methods, you must carry out the same methods, right? Then your medium is environment. As you say, is your lighting, air pollution. So there's a lot of environmental factors where you're going to work all those things. So you need to prepare for the resources to maintain and provide safe workplaces. So necessary competency of the workers. So that means as per you have to check for the legal requirement for workers, CSOC for the construction sectors. That means safety orientation courses. If let's say go to a petrochemical, there is a SOC for petrochemical. If they say go for shipyard, there's a shipyard. Manufacturing service sector, I don't think so. There's a SOC over there, but they will go. They will have a SIC OJT program, so to monitor those things. So as long as, but the basic is the workers, employees must be competent. Competency must have. So right, ensure the workers are competent on basis of the appropriate education, training, and experience. Take actions to occur, maintain necessary competency, and evaluate the effectiveness of the action taken. Then you need to retain appropriate documented information as evidence. Right? Is awareness need to make for policies and objectives, and the contribution to effectiveness of the management. Because you must talk to them, so you must understand what actually company want. So what from you and what company will do, all those things. Their contribution to the effective management system. Then your implication and potential consequences for not conforming to the management system recommends, incident outcomes of the investigations. There's a hazards, OHS risks, and action determined. So these are things we needed. The ability to remove themselves from the work situation that they consider present and immediate serious danger to their life or health, as well as arrangement for protecting them from the undue consequences for doing so. So those are things need to be take consideration. I think that now time is 7:30. I think you all hungry, right? Yeah, can you all hear me?
I'm still okay.
Still okay. So others,
Yes.
Yes.
do you need a break or we continue?
Break a while.
Okay. So how long you all need? Now 7:30.
I think direct go for dinner better.
There, go for dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ken, so what time you want to come back?
Now the 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's up to 8:30.
Also, okay, no issue. Everyone okay?
Okay for me.
Okay.
Okay. So that means we after this we complete this topic. Then we
Mhm.
cover tomorrow the how to do audit lah. Then we do a case study. Then I show you the examples all. Then we can we go for it. Any you can bring up, we can discuss.
Okay.
Can I? Okay.
Can.
So we'll see you
Okay.
later 8:30 lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
See you.
you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
Be
weekend.
back. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Ken, how you buy outside or cooking?
I also
Buy outside.
Ah, nobody cooking.
not enough time to cook.
Okay. But you all know to cook, right?
Yeah, weekend only normally we got normally weekday we are rushing back from office and all. We back and come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no time lah. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, see, I think if family have 2-3 person, I no need to cook. When you like, it's fun for cook lah. But if you, yeah, because you're cooking, you need to wash, you need to cut a lot of effort. If it's
Yeah.
not working, it's okay lah. I mean to
But
do lah.
sometimes it's okay. It's like bonding also.
Ah,
fun. Yeah.
yeah. So rather than because you go to coffee shop, those things you don't know what the oil maybe they're using.
Yeah.
So a lot of things lah. But you think of a long term, it's better to cook own food.
Yeah.
Because normally
So
Indians we
both
mostly, yeah, we cook. Most we eating home food. We never go unless you go to work. Then lunch mostly we eat outside. Even
Yeah.
most of them they pack and go. Mostly Indians wife normally not working. They take care of the family.
Yeah.
So but some working, of course, working is tough lah. Working family is tough. How to manage?
Yeah. Did y'all watch Olympic Games?
Olympic came sometimes. Yeah, we do also.
Yeah, yeah.
Which game you watch?
The swimming just now, the Joseph Schooling I see. Yeah.
Ah,
He last time is champion, now no more already. Today
someone
other country take over already.
take over already. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this all world competiting lah. May not be.
Yeah.
Is nothing is stable lah. Only is keep
But I
on.
learned one thing is nothing is forever. Today you're gold medal, but next moment maybe you're down. So do not have unrealistic expectation, then will be more happy.
Correct, correct.
Too much expectation, not happy.
True. That's why I say the Buddha say also, I mean, everything in your thing. So if you know, expect no desire, so you leave it simple. So no problem. Let's say you want to drive, let's say they say some 3C or 5C lah.
Yeah.
Need the car, need the condo, this and that. So no need. So leave it simple. So no need. So you need to more, you need to work more.
Yeah.
So you need to take it. But son, one of the word also is say, I mean, some they say lah, your limited money protect you. Unlimited money, you need to protect.
Yeah.
Right after you cannot sleep. Someone will cheat me, go there. It's no. So some is a God grace lah. Sometimes happen to you, it will happen to you. That means you something you will get, you will get.
Yeah, sure.
So it's based on your mind, your wealth, your money, whatever it is. Sometimes it's happening. You have to take it in a positive manner.
Yeah.
So maybe something happened to worse. I mean, it's bad thing to you. Then you realize, hey, okay, this much only, not that very worse. So some kind of it's called is a your self satisfaction.
Yeah, yeah.
So the lot of you should not fear. You should not. I mean, your present, past, and the future. You should not worry about that because you born. You are like one model. Maybe you're missing. You're born. You whatever to be get certain ages or those things, you will get it. So is they'll say some. They say it's a karma lah.
Yeah, yeah. We
Right.
just do our
So
best.
yeah, do a best. Sometimes you cannot get. But this is a fact. You cannot be get.
Yeah.
But some no. If anybody want to, I mean, the God want to give it to you, give you. Nobody can stop.
Yes.
Right. So that means one of the thing, accept the pain and go. I mean, you live happy, live what you have, satisfied lah.
Yeah. With integrity, I think that
Correct,
is so
correct.
peaceful and joyful.
Correct. So okay, good, interesting. So yeah, sometimes you're the one is a leadership management. So this your teamwork. So you should not make it like a politics those things lah, because some people may know, may not know. That's why I say understand, don't want to do so a lot of things. So you will see the what in class. So if you then because sometimes when you choose employee, those things also same. So this guy is it? That's why sometimes why choose the guy? Because this guy don't know is never mind. He don't understand is never mind. We can teach, but the attitude. Are you willing to learn? Are willing to do? You're not lazy. You're not cheating people. So some other category, this guy is cheat Alibaba, lazy. Don't choose the guy. How smart he here, how master degree, don't choose the guy. So sometimes your education also is basic, is like passport. So when you drive those things, so you need to understand the situation, those things. So we can do different things. Go. Okay, that's good. So let's we cover the more subject, then we can okay. So just now see up to awareness, correct? Support, right? Okay, communication. So this communication shall establish, implement, maintain. You see all the word are repeating. So shall establish, implement, maintain. So all those things as well is repeating words. Everything need to be. That's why the simple say ISO, write and do. That's all. So whatever you do, you must have a written procedure. Don't have, then you do and write back. So that's a concept. So on what it will communicate and when to communicate and with who to communicate and how to communicate. You see the word 5W1H.
1H.
5M. So that's why I see you realize all my slide, the PowerPoint slide I share with you. So it is based on the everywhere go your system, doing your life is based on the concept behind. Okay, so write time, document information as evidence. Okay, internally communicate among various levels, function of organization, and communication process enables workers to contribute the continual improvement. Because sometimes you talk more counsel to them, then they understand. Because sometimes you need to realize. But some, yeah, I'm working as a safety officer. Normally, I don't like go to scold them those things. I make them realize. So some, let's say there's a behavior. If you change the human behavior, so a lot of things. This one, if you change the human behavior, the safety behavior, those things, is not only one organization. It will go around wherever he work. He make a attitude, make a habit. So if we've been there, then we can easy to maintain. Okay, so enables worker to continue improvement. External communication. So organizations are externally as established by the organization communication process, taking into account as is a legal recommend and other recommends. So this also must be another recommend. Okay, OHS management system include the documented information by OHS document and documented information determined by the organization as being necessary for the effectiveness of the OHS management system. Control of documented information. So that means it's available, suitable for use, where, when needed, and adequately protected. That means loss, confidentiality, use, and integrity. So for control wise, you must distribution, access, retrieval, and use. Then there was a storage and preservation. So some storage, like they have some of the document, you need to have the retention period. Yeah, the other one, control of changes and retention disposition. You must keep, because you, let's say risk assessment. How many years the document need to keep? Risk assessment, safer procedures.
3 years.
Yes, 3 years. Why they say 3 years? Why not 1 year or maybe 5 years? What the rationale behind? But some document they say 5 years.
Yeah.
Why they so why not 5 years? Why they say 3 years?
They got their revision. They want to be refurbished.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, revision need to be done because some changes process, it may for the years they may change. But if this one maybe some project 1 or 2 years, be any accident happen, then this guy if we normal this a claim process a vika. If some guy this guy go to under common law, they go to see lawyer and sue the company. Then when they come, we need to show the evidence, documented information, right? So by the time you will say accident happened, mostly the guy recover maybe 2 months or 6 months. If a major case, maybe 1 year. Then after that, you try, they go up. So they come back when you ask producing documentation because this is a legal document. You cannot tell the lawyer, hey, I know document all I dispose ready. So some of the legal purpose, you need your documentation must keep. So especially your toolbox meeting, training records, your risk assessment, safer procedures, methods, P designs, all those things, all need to keep records. Because if in case anything, then they will refer back. So all those things. So that's you need to maintain. Then even your ISO 9000 like products and services, maybe you deliver the products to them, then maybe they have a, somehow they can they have a defects. So this you keep the record all because something how they're going to, because the losses, the products, because they're going to lose money, then they come back, maybe the back charge, right? Then how are you going to prove is it your product? Or maybe they can get the different suppliers, maybe similar product. Then they can show evidence, or maybe you can test back. Then you can identify the batch IDs. As long as you keep only, you can able to retrieve back, right? So that's why the documentation all is very important. So this documentation can be done hard copy or soft copy. So that means when you're storing a soft copy, those things you need to be very careful because nowadays a cyber attack, even laptop easy to spoil those things. My document was last one laptop, most I think gone already. Because it's one of the, when I use a Microsoft BitLocker, so anyhow I accidentally key in, forgot already, cannot retrieve back. Now all my most of my all the documents inside the computer.
Maybe you can approach to the IT guy.
Yeah, I went to ask him, but this guy, if you once you lost the thing, that's it gone. You cannot retrieve back.
Oh,
But here some there was if even the hard disk broken, then they can join back and retrieve. But I don't know how this one they say cannot. Once you gone means because that's much of security in from Microsoft BitLockers. So that means some set word, password, those things we need to be careful because you're a big organization, a lot of documentation, those things you lock ready. Because once you lost, very hard to create back. So it take longer time because they spend a lot of time to collect those things. Then you lost ready, then the timing, of course, you can create back, but this documentation is very important, especially soft copy those things. So we need to how we maintain and control the documentation. So security wise and storage and disposition as well. Okay, so access by the workers where they exist, workers representatives and to relevant document informations. Okay, creating, updating. Okay, this one straightforward. Everything, all the standards same. Your identification, description, right? Title, date, all those things. So easy to identify and refer and review. So it can be easy. Your format like language, software version, graphics, media, paper, electronics, those things. So review and approval of suitability and adequacy. To also need to check it out. Okay, these information required by the management system and its document shall be controlled to ensure it is available and suitable for use where and when it is needed. It is adequately protected, example from loss of confidentiality and improper use or loss of integrity. Because some document, if let's say products, maybe some of the secret documents, it's not everyone to disclose. Because even some, there was a loss of, let's say your competitors, some company guy working, maybe go to other company. Then there maybe there's a possibility, lot of conflict and others. So you need to like confidentials, you must keep it secretly. Or maybe some not authorized person only to keep it. Okay, control of documented information. The organization shall address the following activities, maybe for distribution, access, and retrieval and use. Then storage, preservation, including preservation of the legibility and control of changes. Is a version control, version 1, 2, 3, something like that. Your retention and disposition, also same, you need to keep as well. I mean, when need to keep and when you go to, then how you going to dispose? Normally the document all, how you all dispose?
just tear off,
Which one?
just a small piece tear off, or just
Tear off and throw lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one maybe the possible some something those things they can take back and join back.
Oh, okay.
This one cannot.
Do
There
it
is
file.
some, yeah, you cannot tear off and throw out because some really they can want
Shredding
to.
machine. Shredding
Yeah,
machine.
shredding machine. Yeah, you share already, you cannot join back. Right? Especially, yeah, this one of the some, yeah, because especially my training center, there's particularly they see because some of the questions, old version, those things, I cannot be anything on to dispose of. I cannot just tear off and throw.
Oh.
So I need to share it. Even some of the thing, yeah, if let's say you are your big organization, those things you need to some confidential documentation. They can like copyright. So some they can patent those things, can steal away, can run. So some they want to dispose it, they will share it. So if one share cannot be joined by. So that's the purpose. Then external. But now how about soft copy? You see nowadays I see some of the news also here. So there's in India also there's in from Spain or maybe other country. They are spy software. That means if you talk over the phone, those things you can hear the conversation. I mean, some they are detect there's a conversation from a terrorist. There's a software, spy software is there. So especially software, those things are some they can If you, I mean, these obvious, I mean, those things they can, government, some other thing they can track. Because all is stored in the server, other thing, they can able to track out. Okay, so that's, they will take note of that. Okay, so next one is operational planning and control, similar, but these other classes will be emergency preparedness and responses. Okay, so shall plan, implement, control, maintain the process and implement as action. Establish a criteria for the process. So what criteria process you're going to do? So you must set out the criteria. Implementing control or process in accordance with the criteria, right? So you must be set what you're going to do, and based on that you're going to monitor. Then you are maintaining, retaining documented information to the extent necessary to have confidence that processes have been carried out as planned, right? So these are things you need to maintain up. Then you are adapting work to the workers. So sometimes your new workers come, so you need to adapt it to the natures of the, because some they may come from different countries. Even one of the thing is heat accommodation, because some guys come from cold country, then here the weather is very hard, so suddenly they work, they call it a heat stroke, so maybe they can arise in terms of core health and safety of the workers. So this also is a regulation as well, so you need to adapt the work to the workers. Also need to one other thing to take note. Okay, so the organization will establish, implement process elimination hazards and reduction of overage risk using a follow hierarchy control. So that's one I discussed previously is what is a hazard and what is a risk. So what is a control measure? So based on the risk management regulations. So this, I think most of the, they will using, I think the worldwide. But some get different, even of analysis, they think there's a difference also have. So they can do a risk assessment types. Okay, management of change. So organizations shall establish a process for the implementation and control of planned temporary or permanent changes, including new products, services, processes, or changes to the existing products, services, and process, or changes to the legal recommend and other recommend, changes to knowledge or information about the hazards or which is risks, and developments in knowledge and technology. So these are things you need to be to establish. So how are going to change those things? Let's say legal changes. Now COVID is implementation. I mean the new regulations, right? So as and when if any changes, then we need to adapt our systems to the management system to align with your products and services or processes. Okay, procurement. Okay, this one is purchase. Also, you need to establish, implement, maintain the processes to control the procurement. Product services in order to ensure their conformity. Okay, you look how the word is establish and implement and maintain. That means this word shall establish, those mean you must kind of a procedure need to have. But some they say shall maintain documented information. So some they mean you don't need to have a procedure, because some process you can it can be record. Let's say you engage outside, let's say measurement, those things they have a procedures. Once they're done, you just keep the record. Same like your noise meter. So noise meter is calibrated. Okay, of course. So do you need to have a procedure for to calibrate the noise meter? This it is not done by the your organization. This one for outsource, right? So normally we won't ask all the procedures and details from them, right? As long as they certify, give us a calibrated certificate, is good enough. So that means some process not needed. But if the classes you mentioned is still established, that means company must have a procedures and process those things need to have. So to ensure in order to ensure the conformity, because some how you going to purchase, then your purchasing procedures. So you need to see the cost. I need to see the expertise. That's why some of the purchasing process they have to pre-qualification, pre-evaluate the suppliers and subcontractors, right? In terms of products or service, safety-wise, those things. But this you need to establish the procedures, how going to monitor and how going to get, how going to maintain them, so all those things. Okay, the contractors. So organization will coordinate with the procurement process, is contractors to identify the hazards and to assess the control which is risk arising from the contractors' activities or operations that impact the organization and other interested parties in the workplace. The organization activities and the operations that impact the contractor workers. The organization procurement process will define and apply occupational health and safety criteria for selection of the contractors, right? So this one, how they do pre-qualification, they do, let's say before engage any contractor, you must, this guy must be safe level 3 in Singapore. So this one of the pre-qualification. Maybe there's some certain process and maybe higher value, they can set up, this guy must have a 45,000 minimum be safe star. So that means if you have be safe star, then the lot of the standard is high standard lah. So a lot of things they got to maintain, right? So this one I think. Then they have to carry out the risk assessment, how the contractor workers going to impact. So those things need to capture in. Okay, prior to procuring goods and services, the organization should identify procurement controls that identify, evaluate the potential OHS risks. You recommend for products and services, materials, equipment, services to conform the OHS objectives. Your need for information, participation, and communications. So this also you need to tell them. That means the subcontractor. You need to attend the meeting. So you need to all the inspection, those things you clearly spell out. But when they go to subcontractor contracts, so they will mention, I mean, they put one of the safety clauses. So what are things? Let's say you have to provide for training of workers, providing a machinery in safe manner. Then if you attend the meetings when it's needed, so all those things they will do write down in the contracts. So they must agree and go. So deliver to the specifications are tested, ensure the works are as intended. The usage of recommends, precautions, and other protecting measures are communicated and made available. Outsourcing. So the outsourcing, organizations will ensure outsource process affecting the OHS management system or control. An outsource process is one that within the scope of OHS management system is integral to organization functioning and is needed to achieve its intended outcome. Your liability for conforming to a recommends is retained by the organization. Your organization external provider have a relationship where the process is perceived by interested parties as being carried out by the organization. So these are things when you're outsourcing, you need to take into consideration. Okay, establish, implement, maintain the process and prepare for and respond to potential emergency situation, right? So this also need to be captured. You're establishing a planned response to emergency situations, including the provision of first aid. So providing training for planned response. You're periodically testing and exercising planned response capabilities and evaluating the performance and communicating and providing relevant information to all workers and their duties and responsibilities. So this also need to capture it.
As the one question, as a business staff, we have to follow the emergency preparedness, the response, what they call practice. If let's say for our case, we don't have what they call the factory. We don't have what they call that. We have to work on the site visit. So what should we do?
Work on the site visit. That
site
means
visit means we working on site. Is we don't have a factory. Okay. We don't have our own factory to conduct all these things. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, that's you will sometimes audit they will ask for it, but your guys working in the main con, so they may ask the report from them your participation, because when you join
Just participation we do that.
participation drill, they can show them even their attendance record, or even they can given the drill report. Some of them, my contractors, they're asking,
I see.
I give them a report, so you show them as evidence.
How
Even
about
there
the-
was
How about the first aider must have
first
one?
aider you need to keep, because even your office you must have every 25
much.
workers. Yeah.
Every
Minimum, if every 25 workers, you must have at least
we
one.
have less than 25, so not necessary to keep.
But not necessary, but at least you need to have a but one or two is not that much will come lah, but that's why
Less
it's
than
up
10?
to less than 10 is not needed, but it's a good practices lah. Then
To
need to have
should have one.
to share one, I guess.
Okay.
Any
You're
officers?
contacting first aider?
First aider, not my other colleague. We contact. We can arrange.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, all the courses, any safety courses, we will arrange. Even your skill, those things also we can.
Yeah, we're talking about this working a health manager. Is go in, you go in?
When this Sunday come. So this Sunday I have a confirm class.
I think later we will discuss because that one we finished the course one.
Can.
Yeah.
No issue.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, some not because due to your organization size may not show, but you can some any evidence of equal to that we can do lah. No issue, because yeah, of course in factory you separately contact, but let's say you work as a subcontractor, then we can use the main con when they're using up going to use we can show them also, no issue. But if it's some, then you are generally you must have an emergency plan, because you go to inside, so emergency happen, anything happen, so what is the reporting procedures for your company, right? If let's say you do some work maybe a few days, in case at that time you any accident happen, then what should be done, what you are expecting your guys to report you back, that means the emergency plan. So this is a reporting procedure, so you must inform immediately to the supervisor, so the supervisor must be informed to the manager or directors. Then this one for internal your organization. But how about your main con? So when you go to main con, they have when you before select, when you award the contract, they list down in the criteria. That means for training, in case of accident, you must immediately report, right? Or if any accident happen, regardless of whose mistake, they will charge $5,000. Whether it is not by the anyone mistake, this accident you make your report, then they will charge 5,000. If failure the report, they issue $10,000. I mean, late report, false report, those things. Maybe some they can make the one, but this one subject to in-house lah. Because why they want to put us such a way, because they want to reduce the accidents numbers. Because one of the principle of a WHS Act also prevent the accident by higher penalties for the poor safety management system. One of the principle as well. So they can do so. So yeah, one of the thing, take note when you outsource to the subcontractor, you outsource or maybe others you get them, you must take note of that, because some return they can take action against us for the contract awarded. Okay, communicating relevant information to the contractors, visitors, emergency response services, and government authorities and appropriate local communities. So this also you kind of need to have, and taking into account the needs and capabilities of all relevant interested parties and ensuring their involvement and appropriate in the development of the planned response. The organization shall maintain and retain the document information. So that means who's the interested parties? It depends where you work. Can be authority, can be a public, can be visitors and others. Okay, performance and evaluation. Same. This one measurement, monitoring, analysis, and perform evaluation. Internal audit, management review. So this, I think all the standards is same. Then here we're going to monitor What is the criteria? Organization will evaluate the performance. How do you perform? I mean, the monitor the occupational health and safety, right? So they can set the criteria. Let's say health, maybe health can health disease or other things. Safety wise, maybe yeah, accident, those things, others. So they can set a performance criteria and methods of monitoring and measurements, analysis, evaluation as applicable to ensure valid results. Also, they can say how they're going to monitor, how they're going to measure, so all those things. When monitoring and measuring shall be performed, when will be the master? They mean, are you going to measure quarterly, or 6 monthly, or yearly? When the results from a monitoring measurement shall be analyzed and evaluated and communicated. So those things, these are things are common. Examples of what could be monitored and measures can include progress on meeting policy commitments, achieving objectives, continual improvement, your occupational health compliance and health surveillance of the workers, and work environment monitoring. So all those things is there. Work-related incidents, injuries, ill health, compliance, and including trends. So this something can be monitored. Effectiveness of operational controls and emergency exercise, and proactive and reactive actions from affecting workers' performance and the competency. So that means these also you can measure how many guys train, how many guys your company have a capabilities, right? Let's say all be safe level, two guys who, how many champions you have, then how many worker had training courses competent person have. So those are things you can set objectives and you can monitor as well. Okay, evaluation of the compliance. So this also, so that means establish, you must have procedure. How are you going to evaluate, implement, maintain processes are evaluating compliance with the legal recommends and others recommends. The organization shall determine the frequency and method of evaluation compliance. I mean, how often are you going to measure? Is it yearly or 6 monthly? Because sometimes the company start a new company, maybe they can go for 6 months. After as long as then they can go for yearly. They go for. Then you have to evaluate the compliance and take action if needed. Right? You evaluate the compliance in terms of authority recommends and based on the compliances, everything. You maintain knowledge and understanding of its compliance status with the legal recommend and other recommends. So this also, the organization will maintain. They go to retain document information and compliance with the evaluation result as well. In general, contact internal audits for internal audit, plan interval, maintain whether the voucher system conforms to the organization won't recommend and including vouchers policy and vouchers objectives. The recommend of these documents and effective implemented and maintained. Then your internal audit programs. So you must plan, establish, implement, maintain an audit program, including frequency, methods, responsibility, consultation, planning, and reporting, and results of previous audit reports. So these are things you need to make a program. So define the audit criteria and scope of each audit, right? Select auditors and contact audits to ensure objectivity and the impartiality of the audit process. Ensure that results of the audits are reported to relevant managers, workers, and other relevant interested parties. Right? Ensure the results of the audits are reported. You take action to address the non-conformities, continually improve the workers' performance. So retain document information as evidence. So the main audit program. Next one is audit scope and criteria. The next one is select auditors and contact internal audit. They would ensure the results reported and keep a record keeping. So what you done, what you find out. So this also plan interval, ensure the continuing suitability, adequacy, effectiveness. So the management review shall include consideration. What is the status action from previous meeting? So this all standard same. Then changes of external internal issues, right? Relevant to the safety management system. So this one you go for 9,000, 14,000 same. right? They make sure you need to changes for internal external issues, right? Or maybe the expectation needs an expectation of interested parties. Then the legal recommends and other recommends. Risk and opportunities. So these I think can be discussed in the management review meetings. The extent to which OHS policy and OHS objectives have been met. So also need to check whether we objectives and policies can be aligned with this obtain the thing. Okay, information or performance. The trend, incident non-conformities, corrective actions, and continual improvement. So you need to make a trend and monitor and the measurement result as well. So also need to monitor result of evaluation of the compliances with the legal and other recommends. So this also need to maintain. Then your audit result, your consultation and participation of the workers. Then there were risk and opportunities also need to discuss. Then your adequacy of resources, maintaining effectiveness, your relevant communication with interested parties, opportunity for continual improvement. Then output. So this, I think this all the management review, more everything, I think most of the system is same, but everything is according to the system. This one related to the safety management system. The 14,000 is environmental letter, right? Continual improvement opportunities, any need for changes to the system, any resources, any actions, any opportunity for improving the integration of a OHS system, any implications for the strategic direction. The management will communicate relevant output of the management reviews to the workers where they exist and worker representatives. The organization shall retain documented information as the evidence of the result of the management reviews. Also need to have. Okay, next is a continual improvement, general and incident non-conformities and continual improvement. Okay, it's in general. So determine the opportunities for the improvement and implement necessary actions to achieve the intended outcomes of the OHS management system. Okay, the organization shall establish, implement, and maintain the process, including reporting, investigating, taking an action to determine and manage the incident and non-conformities. So also need to check it out. Conformity occurs and react timely manner to incident, non-conformities and applicable. Take action to control and correct it, deal with the consequences. When the non-conformity occurs, they need to evaluate our participation of the workers and the involvement of the other relevant interested parties. A need for corrective action to eliminate the root causes of the incident and non-conformities in order to it does not recur and occur elsewhere by investigating the incident or reviewing the non-conformities or determining the causes of the incident and non-conformities and determining if similar incidents have occurred and non-conformity exists or they could potentially occur. So the review and exist of assessment, other is so this also continually improves suitability by enhancing performance, promoting a culture, supports of the management system, and promoting the participation of the workers in the implementing actions for the continual improvement for the OHS management system. You are communicating the relevant results of continual improvement to the workers where they exist worker representative, all those things. So you need to have a maintaining the relevant document information. Same design for same. So continual improvement, which is recurring activity to enhance the performance. Now explain that continual does not mean continuous. Correct, right? So the continual does not mean continuous. I mean, this clarify recurring activity does not be take place in all area simultaneously and go on forever. But that is need to be tailored to the shoot different situation and may stop and start also possible. Okay, so with this we complete our 45,000, but this will be internal auditing. This one I think we maybe contact tomorrow. We can check up. Maybe we can do overall, maybe wrap up some other thing, recall. Maybe I can, some other thing you can share the video, other thing. Okay, let me check. Okay, so the management system, one of the principal
Quality management principles. 1. Customer focus.
Can you hear the sound right?
Can.
The primary focus of quality management is to meet customer requirements and to exceed customer expectations. The rationale behind this is that sustained success is achieved when an organization attracts and retains the confidence of customers and other stakeholders. Every aspect of customer interaction provides an opportunity to create more value for the customer. Understanding current and future needs of customers and other stakeholders contributes to the sustained success of the organization. The senior executives of an organization should demonstrate leadership and commitment to customer focus by identifying and understanding the contractual requirements, determining the risks that can affect product conformity, and maintaining the enhancement of customer satisfaction. 2. Leadership. Leaders at all levels establish unity of purpose and direction, and create conditions in which people are engaged in achieving the organization's quality objectives. Creation of unity of purpose, direction, and engagement of people enable an organization to align its strategies, policies, processes, and resources to achieve its objectives. 3. Engagement of people. Competent, empowered, and engaged people at all levels are essential to enhance the organization's capability to create and deliver value. In order to manage an organization effectively, it is important to respect and involve all people at all levels. Recognition, empowerment, and enhancement of competence to facilitate the engagement of people in achieving the organization's quality objectives. 4. Process approach. Consistent and predictable results are achieved more effectively and efficiently when activities are understood and managed as interrelated processes that function as a coherent system. The quality management system consists of interrelated processes. Understanding how results are produced by this system enables an organization to optimize the system and its performance. 5. Improvement. Successful organizations have an ongoing focus on improvement. Improvement is essential for an organization to maintain current levels of performance, to react to changes in its internal and external conditions, and to create new opportunities. 6. Evidence-based decision-making. Decisions based on analysis and evaluation of data and information are more likely to produce desired results. Decision-making can be a complex process and it always involves some uncertainty. It often involves multiple types and sources of inputs, as well as their interpretations, which can be subjective. It is important to understand cause and effect relationships and potential unintended consequences. Facts, evidence, and data analysis lead to greater objectivity and confidence in the decision-making process. 7. Relationship management. For sustained success, organizations manage their relationships with stakeholders, such as providers. Stakeholders influence the performance of an organization. Sustained success is more likely to be achieved when the organization manages relationships with all of its stakeholders to optimize their impact on its performance. Relationship management with its provider and partner networks is of particular importance.
Okay, so this one of the 7 quality management principle. Okay, there was one more. You're asking about the risk management, right? Okay.
Standards talk about risk-based thinking. So what we're going to do here is a quick example, some practical tips and tricks on ISO 9001 risk-based thinking and how it applies to a process. Stay tuned. So We've had a question from one of our great subscribers out there, and thank you for hitting the subscribe button here on our YouTube channel. We've had a question, or one of the comments below one of our videos, to ask for some more in-depth understanding and some more practical examples around how to apply risk-based thinking to a process. So what I'm going to do is do a quick example for you here across the whiteboard to give you some thoughts around how to frame it up. So the first obviously is process steps. And if you think about this as a service industry and you think about your customers, so you've got customer check-in, you've got service provision, and you might have the financial part or the customer payment. And you can make your process steps much more detailed. So under obviously the customer check-in or the service provision, the work that you're doing, you're going to have a few more steps, 2 or 3, but we're going to keep it really simple. So we're doing a table, and we're going to turn this obviously into a risk register, if you like, and what we're starting to think about is what are the things that could go wrong. So let's call them risks. And I like to start, when we're thinking about risks, with what could upset a customer. So at the customer check-in over here in any business, it could be the wait. It could be can't get in contact. It could be anything around customer check-in process, which could be not right service, not correct service. So what we're starting to do is, okay, these are all the sorts of things, starting point that we could upset the customer. In the service provision, there might be things that while they won't immediately upset the customer, they could be something wrong. So it could be, it could be breaking the law. So you might be breaking a law or a standard or a breach or a non-compliance, but the customer won't know about it. So, a house could be incorrectly built, for example. The customer who's living in the house, they won't know that the house has been incorrectly built, if you're a builder. So there's breaking the law. There's industry standards. So are there any basic industry standards that your service needs to comply with, like ISO standards, for example? And then there's the other parts of the service provision, which is, anything that relates to, time, and lead times. Customers, it's taking too long, it's taking too long. Could be cost, could be, how the service is provided. So anything here that's going to make your customer feel violated. And then obviously in the customer payment, is there anything in terms of how we charge, apart from obviously the price, but how we charge that might upset the customer? Like for example, the customer's standing there with a credit card ready to pay you, but you didn't tell them up front that you don't accept credit cards. So it could be payment method, it could be terms. So for example, some customers, and particularly in the business to business space, lots of customers are used to, 30, 60, 90-day terms, and you give them an invoice that says COD. So you're a factory, you're manufacturing stuff, and the customer can't have their equipment until they pay for it, and it needs to be paid for to be released. But that wasn't talked about up front. And then what we do is we start to prioritize these things. And to keep this really simple, I won't go into risks in this video, but we say low, medium, or high. So of each of these things here, are they a low, medium, or high risk? And so you could use a measure here that says, well, how upset will the customer be? Well, if they've got to wait, they'll be low, not very upset. But if they can't get in contact, it could be high. Because if your customers can't get in contact with you, it could be a business. Not the correct service, that's obviously high, because they're not going to pay you for something they didn't want. Breaking the law, that's high. Industry standards, that's maybe medium. Time, maybe that's low. Cost, that's low potentially. Payment method might be low. They'll still figure out how to pay you. Payment terms might be high. So in risk-based thinking about a process here, we can start to understand that we've got some, the process steps, if we like, down here. We've got our risks up here, and then we've got our rating. Now, I'm not going to go any further into this. If we added another column over here, and I've run out of space because we've got this great best practice branding for all the ISO standards that we do. So we're talking about quality assurance here in this example, but there's other types of risk management standards, environmental management, data security, OH&S up there. If we were to extend this spreadsheet over here, we would add our controls. And if you've watched any of our other YouTube videos, in this column, and it obviously applies to all of these, all the way down, in this column we're talking about who, what, when, where, how. Why? Because we had a process step that had a potential issue that could go wrong. And this is all about risk-based thinking, preventative strategies, so things don't go wrong. So I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to hit subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get more of this great free content that's coming out to you. But more importantly, check out www.auditor.com www.bestpracticecertification.com.au. There's a lot of great stuff there, including a whole bunch of great training courses you can buy. I'll see you soon, next time right here, when you subscribe to Best Practice TV. Bye for now.
Okay, so I hope it's useful to get some understanding. Okay, so you are now digital. Some I think you are more deep understand. You can search Google, go for it, and to gain more knowledge as well. Okay, so yeah, when that this, I mean, we cover all the 3 standards. So we're going to do an audit. With this audit, maybe we can cover tomorrow. So let me check out. Okay, so we're going to tomorrow. We contact Auditor, the principal. Then we check for some case studies. Some of a checklist. How to use a checklist. How to do the audit report. So those things we discuss tomorrow. Right?
Yep.
So, okay, maybe we can, anything you want to bring up? Anything or any question, any concern that we can discuss?
Just now, we just want to check is for the just now what Mr. Su also highlighted for the working height manager course.
Okay.
So actually, what is the basis requirement to attend for this course?
Okay, let me open on my website. Okay, so you can check my website ensosafe.sg. You go to course, managing worker height, right? That means all the courses you can check. Okay, so basically, yeah, these are the objectives. The entry recommend learner should have at least WSQ, ESS, and workplace literacy numeracy level 4 and above are equivalent, and the ability to carry out the hazards identification, risk assessment, and control measures. That means they must have some kind of experience. The level 4 is equal to a O level. Means if let's say foreign qualification is secondary school.
Oh.
So if we did this have, but this guy must be able to read and write English. So it's like yeah, the level 4. I think level 7 also have. Let's say become auditor, trainer, those things you must have a level 4. So but this one is minimum level 4 because this one they put up. Why they are putting up this? Because some guy they may not have a formal education, let's say O level and others, but they have a literacy qualification in Singapore. So they have. I mean, they don't have a formal certificate, but they're able to read and write English. It's like same like IELTS. If international language test, right? English language test. So we can. So with this is we can accept also. If let's say diploma degree, that one is high standard. Is okay, no issue.
Yeah.
Then this attendance is 100%. Your written assessment 70%. The exam will be open book exam. Practical, yeah, assess commitment. Practical should not be issue. But the written assessment, yeah, they can, the guy able to read and write, able to pass easily. I hear many people last time is very tough, no. So that's one of the thing is how you teach, how you get them also. There's a thing is there. So we all passionate about that to train guys those things. So we can, I mean, compared to other centers, we getting a high passing mark based on our teaching.
Yep. So that is a need to be done, right?
Yeah, they need to attend. So you can check the schedule. Yeah, we have a July, August. So you have a Sunday schedule. Yeah, 1 August 8 and 9 August 5 to 10. That means for 1st and 8th August 9 to 6. Then the 9th August the evening, Monday 5 to 10. So
that will
you
be
can,
exam.
correct. You can just click registration. You want registration, the registration form will be appear. So same thing, you enter a recommend, all is there. You can click day, the schedule will come. You click evening, the schedule will come. Click Sunday, it will come. Then you select this one. You go for company, they ask for the company details. If let's say go for individual, ask for this. Then you can proceed accordingly. Then you just register, drop us an email, then we will get back to you. This Sunday, confirm I have confirm class. I mean, they asked by my schedule, in the schedule available in my website. I think most 95% are running as per the schedule. Even 2%, 3% also I'll run. I don't cancel the class.
Okay.
So that's my commitment lah.
Okay.
Okay. We'll come back to
So
you.
yeah, you can browse through lah. If any other courses, we can get back to you. So even anything, you just drop us an email lah. Then we will get back to you.
Sure.
Right? You can
Okay.
anything, but some in upcoming, I will update in the websites. So if anything, your contact any to drop, you just drop you also lah. Just drop the message. We'll get back to you, or you message lah. No issue. Training
Okay.
emails, you can do. Get back to you.
Sure.
Yesterday, you were saying that you would like to share with us the risk and opportunity, the case study sample. Have you sent?
Sample, yeah, I already sent to Mr.
Yeah, I will share to you.
Sure, maybe Mr. Ken, right? Yeah, I forward to him also. No issue. Right?
And
Yeah.
so now
So-
MOM have this antigen want the company to do the something like swab test for their own dormitory worker. This one, is it compulsory? Yeah, the latest MOM.
There is some they are, because initially they test out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me show you lah. So, but some I think for
Is it
dormitory,
compulsory?
but not mandatory for all lah. Because
Oh.
some they are. Let me show up. So today also they are asking for it.
Yeah, I think certain company they actually MOM advise to enroll.
Yeah. So
Then
this
go to test.
antigen rapid test lah.
ART, yes.
ART lah. So these are things. So you can some. Yeah, there was how to use those things. They are.
So this is safety officer job.
They
Safety
will some
officer
this.
job, right?
Say again.
Safety officer job, right? To ensure, to follow up all this.
Yeah, but they say
Actually, that
it's a
mostly is
more
for
lah, not,
Asia.
because some not all company safety officer. So that's why they come out safe management officer lah. So can be any coordinators or HR personal engineer, they can do so lah. Because some company less people how to put up lah. Because not all company are safety officer. Maybe the consultant those things they can engage lah. This one I think we can follow accordingly lah. But there's a courses like safe management. But you all in construction industry, yeah, they will require for these. But if you service sectors, those things they're not require the must compulsory to attend the course. I mean safe management officer course. Then other one is safe distancing officer. So this especially
SMOSDO, is it?
just do
Yeah, we done already. Yes.
Yeah, in construction should have one. So minimum I think 20 worker, 24 worker. But this one they're not totally main, but I see some of the dormitory they're asking for this. You know, they're asking for the company cohort. I mean the worker where they stay in the dormitory. Then they're asking for the list. Who come, who is a SMO, who is a safe COVID safe work leader. Then they have to attend the ART training. I mean, this worker will teach all the worker to how to do and supervise. So there's a features depends on the how many workers you on the site. Let's say main contractor is a big site. The BCA some they select the contractors to implement. Depends, but not every places is mandatory. Is some they are now going for good to have it lah. Some they will send out whenever they say it's mandatory. They send to all the notification.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if anything you are related to NEA, related to MOM, BCA, MOH, all the ministries. If anything you doubt, you can just drop me a message. I can help you what I can do.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, so that's all. Anything you want to bring up? So
What I see on your website, they got some rigging, lifting supervisor. That got not inside, right?
It's not inside,
Oh,
but we
okay.
will arrange all the courses because we have some other centers. Yeah.
Currently, they can be attend the like lifting supervisor course and RICA. I
You
mean the low level
in
course.
order to attend the lifting supervisor, you must have a rigor signal.
RICA signal, yeah.
Yeah, same like your my perform method. I mean the scaffold supervisor, supervised method scaffold. You must attend the perform method. I mean the erector course first.
Yeah.
This supervisor attend pre-qualification is metal scaffold. Perform metal scaffold.
Yeah. My guy have the RICA and signal, but the new one. I'm waiting for the now lifting supervisor course.
You can drop me an email.
Okay.
I can arrange for you. No issue.
Okay.
You
Can then
okay.
Can how many part and all I was sending.
Can no problem. Even
Which
1 or 2
course
hours.
lifting supervisor?
Which one? Lifting supervisor.
Yeah.
I think 250 or less than 300. I think.
Okay. But including the rigor signal. Is it must attend the rigor signal?
Rigor signal attend first.
Rigor signal should be the separate course.
$200, I think. 214, I think.
Okay.
Some, yeah, I think few center only. This one up to 7 or 8 center. But some we schedule those things. We can arrange for you.
Okay.
I will tell you the schedule and price lah. Then you can go for it.
Sure. Okay.
Ken, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, Mr. Ken, are you okay? Anything?
Yes,
You want to any
okay. By the way, is all the file that you showed us previously will be sent to us as well?
Yeah, I will
including
send
all
to you.
the sample file.
Yeah, I will send to you. There's a risk assessment. I mean the risk and opportunity, right? I will forward
Yes,
you.
correct. All the file like template also you also can send to me.
Yeah, I can forward you. No issue.
Also the I think the first day or the initial state you are preparing on the on slide, like the see how many D, 2D, 1D. Yeah, that one also share to us.
Can no problem.
Yeah.
Let me check. This one for this. Yeah, where I keep
And today you were saying the LTI. What is stand for LTI?
Lost time injury.
Oh, lost time injury. Okay, thank you.
If we can, this one I will be recording as well. If you want, I can share with you also lah. So if some you can refer it back. Maybe I can give some time to. Maybe I put in my website. I give you because some I cannot disclose to public lah.
Okay.
So I give some maybe create. I let you know so you can watch it out lah.
Okay. Yeah.
No issue. Right. In future also anything more you can drop me lah. No issue. If this one, if we're able to do so, no, because if we need, we can do, because I develop a lot of companies assisting certification, I mean the consultancy lah. So if we can do, no problem, I can assist, I can help you the kids. If you do your own, if you need no time, need some to help out, I can do also, no issue.
Okay. You're talking about the manual, is it?
Yeah, manual. Even we are sit for internal audits, others any issues, we can, even your safety related, worker related, any issues, we will do a consultancy.
Okay.
So let's say some workers making complicated this and that. So legally we can advise in terms of safety lah. So how to deal with workers? Because I handle a lot of, even I handle the bus, MOM bus, business under surveillance. I will help to identify all is done.
Oh, okay.
You can future anything, my quick advice, you can just drop me a message.
Okay.
I help you on that. No issue.
Okay.
Okay, so if nothing, then tomorrow we will be auditing those things. Can so we same time 6:30.
Yep.
Okay.
So hopefully you can go it, right?
Okay.
So if nothing else discussed, we call it of the day today. So have a good night and
good night.
Okay.
bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.